coming in with this one right here. We got NR, Tzgwala. We got Walla, TizzFlow with the Stay Busy, the TizzFlow coming from NR with the TZG We got the TZG the TizzFlow. So I'm guessing we got the TizzFlow with the Stay Busy. We got the Stay Busy one here, just eliminating with this one. Like we got elimination one. So especially coming from the TizzFlow from NR TZG, TZG Waller, but coming from the TizzFlow and this whole elimination one right here. Like we got a whole elimination one right here. And especially how everything else is just burgeoning through, like coming from that flow to that TizzFlow to that Stay Busy to that cruciamation. But coming from the Stay Biz to TizzFlow to this whole third one right here.
Papa, this beat's cold, you know.
I just watch it lock in a pot like how we locked their estate. Hyper kids' teeth in a Glock in the estate. Ford, it was a dinger, it was chord. See the gang watch and pray to the Lord all like estate. I used to lick it by the best way. Run off with a check, that could never be my best mate. I don't wanna look like him.
Yo, Papa, this beat's cold, you know.
I just watch it lock in a pot like how we locked their estate. Hyper kids' teeth in a Glock in the estate. Ford, it was a dinger, it was chord. See the gang watch and pray to the Lord all like estate. I used to lick it by the best way. Run off with a check, that could never be my best mate. I don't wanna look like him, cause he said he gonna touch us. He fucked up, we got him down the next day. I see bro jump out with his ZK. See that boy run, got me thinking, is it lit?
He seen the whole crowd. Like they say, the whole crowd just a minute mation, like a minute mation. As soon as he jumped out and got the with the blade and everything else, you know how them Rambos go and everything else, and then you see everyone else just crowded, just fleeing the scene. Like it gets real hectic, like that, fleeing the scene and everything else. But coming from the lock pot to everything else, and coming out from the hopping out. And then like all the things that is happening too, like most of the things is getting done like the next veterary day. So it's just comes into that whole just it's a crazy inspection right there, cause licking out and all this other stuff, just accounting with it and coming through it with it.
Down the next day, I see bro jump out with his ZK. See that boy run, got me thinking, is it leg day? I can't think of a time when
Got me thinking that it's a leg day. Woof.
That boy run, got me thinking, is it leg day? I can't think of a time when they've set pace when they ain't 50 man's up, do you get me? Like what the fuck is the point though? I ain't got the time to be beefing little boys, bro. I've been trying to get this money so my voice low. Drop a couple racks like it's not, I'm on that brain clo. Got a couple packs so I'm sitting by that window. The driver's my gringo, got smoke in his Montclair. Everybody from my old strip watch there, telling me I act brand new, I ain't gone clear. They just wanna see me chilling on the block stairs. They don't wanna see the gang flossing on a dumpy, yeah. My hitter stay with a cool Tana, he calls drama, he left with a wonky air. Shit. I've had enough of this shit. Fuss never used to come round bugging the kid, but a lot of shit changed when I flooded my wrist. But none of these bitches ain't touching my enough of this shit. Fuss never used to come round bugging the kid, but a lot of shit changed when I flooded my wrist. But none of these
Ooh, and that just coming from that exchange, like there right there, he said a lot of things changed when he flooded his wrist. Like you start to see the difference in him, like the difference in everything, like difference around everything around him too. And then your main guys is they really gonna sit back and really understand you. Like I feel like most of the guys that was on them drills, on them purges, they gonna really understand you more than most people would, because most people wouldn't really get that hot understanding. Like, well, I feel like, when it comes to all this other stuff that comes into it, it really takes Like they really be on that viewpoint. Like they really be on point. Like they can really keep up with you because like they came from the same situations, the same strains as you. They probably came from 0 to 100 just like you. So it's like they really out here melodying too, just with you. Like they keeping up.
Change when I flooded my wrist, but none of these bitches ain't touching my dick. I spend racks in a jiff for the mother of my kid, cause none of these niggas ain't coming like Tiz. I can say that I've always been covered in drip. I spend racks in a jiff for the mother of me and the mother of her, not my dad, he a neek. I've never been round him, I've heard he's a G. If I see him I squeeze, he lay hands on my queen. I'm feeling that piece, a new mash with a beam. For any Z's that one clash with a team. I'm not sheep at all, but my sheepers, I mean, they can pull up in minutes, 100 man deep. If I see her up and he back it, clap, 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 clap.
We say you know, Izzy sees a op, you know, he going back at with the clap, got a new beam got a new clip with a beam on. Like, ooh, that just comes from the old strange. Like, yeah, this is a strange one right here, but it really comes from that point. Like, you know, you got your demons and everyone else, you know, ready for whatever, like the war stands and everything else. But you coming from that whole reflections to rebootings and you know even hitting reboots like that really be hitting.
Deep. If I see her up and he back it, clap, 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 retaliation rapid. They ask how I feel now I've made it in rapping. I just tell them I ain't made it in rapping. Until I caught my kids, couple mansions. Until I caught my niggas in the bits, 100 matics, 100 spazzes, and a couple 100 big shanks. 50k pebbles on the block, I want a fish tank. This cat food, I ain't dishing out no fish food. Got the Ben and Jerry's ice cream, I'm a lit dude. I hit the M high speed in a sick coupe, plotting on them, B.I.G, I want his loot. Gotti on him, C.I.B in my pistol. Drop a 2-pack on my runner up in Bristol. It take an hour and a half in this Tiptronic. If feds pull, we blow clear like a crystal. Drop a 2-pack on my runner up in Bristol. It take an hour and a half in this Tiptronic. If feds pull, we blow clear like a crystal. Me, I got them diamonds VV on my wrist. Yeah.
We said with the crystals and everything, he got them diamond V's and everything else. And especially how you coming from that, like the crystals to the Louis V's and everything else, like that really comes in sense. Like, you know, like they say that the chains and everything else coming from a crystal to a necklace, like, and all your jewelry's real too. So it's like you really you got them crystal points and you got them other V's. But this is kind of crazy how everything else is like, how everything else is set up, like the phone and everything else. They got their own type of like soda phone, and then you know you got the machine. So it's like giving me them days, like those 19 like maybe 1980s, something like that. Like you got all the old school things coming into it, like especially everything else just the lubed.
If feds pull, we blow clear like a crystal. Me, I got them diamonds VV on my wrist. Yeah, TZ, I'm busy. Shit, and if I pull up and shoot, I ain't letting off no BBs. You'll hear a big clap from this big strap. This burger fat, you know, I'm talking about that Big Mac. When it come blank, pebble that's like a tic-tac. Remember them days I used to flip dank. Then I took a risk and put the white to his nose and told him sniff that. From a set age, I never look back. Remember getting sweaty in a trap, saying man's not hot, just call me Big Shaq. Sniff that. From a set age, I never look back. Remember getting sweaty in a trap, saying man's not hot, just call me Big Shaq. I was getting sweaty in the band, was saying man's not hot like I was Big Shaq, you see me? We litty. Ain't no one like us in the city. And I ain't catting RD, but shit, I'm litty, for really. Yeah. I know I don't spoon, I just get up in the cooch for the egg race, for real. Tell me one time when they've set pace, for real. Tell me one time when they've set pace.
Coming in through this one right here, we got with that TizzFlow, Tzgwala, and NR. Especially with the whole thing, we stay busy. Like, you know how it goes. You know, it can get busy. Like, too, they can get busy if they really needed to. But coming through this one right here, the TZG Walla and the TizzFlow. We got the TizzFlow and just coming from that TizzFlow and everything else. And he didn't really just bluted it off. Like, I wasn't expecting the way it was just coming and the way this whole thing just fiction did. Like, he was all type of evictions with this one right here. But we got with that Tzgwala and the NR, especially coming from that whole that busy stay busy and everything else. But make sure you guys definitely tune in with this one right here. Make sure you guys like, comment, everything else, just coming from this.